Well, we come now to coming to the end of the ceremony, and it is my opportunity to reflect very briefly, and I promise it will be very briefly, on a few thoughts I have as parting expressions for you. I am often asked, within the context of an institution that provides so many different ways our students learn across a wide spectrum of disciplines, what is it that defines a college graduate at Lafayette? What is it that we hope you learn? What is it we hope you take with you? And there is all kinds of advice that one might offer on that score. And I would like to offer up, very briefly, 10 things I hope you learned at Lafayette while you were here. And for those of you who are concerned I may mention something you haven't learned, there is still time. You have 5 more minutes before you're done. So first of all, my 10 list. I hope you've come to understand and believe that questions are almost always more important than answers. The insight and understanding that comes from asking the right questions is much more important than heading straight to the answer. Second, to understand, fundamentally understand, that however smart or insightful you are, there are always other perspectives that have merit, and to embrace that difference and appreciate that others can always teach you something is powerfully liberating and profoundly exciting. 3, to appreciate that the world is such an interesting place precisely because you actually know very little about it. A college education can provide a window to the world that enables a lifelong journey of learning and discovery. What you do next will depend on what you did here, but what you do next will be more important than what you did here. 4, to possess the confidence in yourself that you have the determination, the skills, the discipline required to master any subject before you. It's not about what you know, but rather what you can learn. 5, to reflect deeply on who you are, what you value, and what you believe to be important. I hope that your time here has helped you to grow intellectually, socially, and personally. 6, to recognize that careful listening is generally more interesting than talking, even if that is becoming a lost art. And listening is not, when done well, a passive exercise. The most important thing, however, is to find the right balance between the two. 7, to discern the difference between cynicism and skepticism. Although it is relatively easy to become cynical in today's world, there is not much value in it. On the other hand, skepticism can be highly productive and ultimately more useful in helping you to ask better questions and make better decisions. 8, we are almost done. To acknowledge that various approaches to understanding a topic inevitably adds breadth, depth, and texture to our understanding of almost anything. Taking a multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary approach often contributes to knowledge in unanticipated ways. 9, to know that you can connect your own world to that of others through empathy, curiosity, and especially the capacity to communicate clearly and effectively. And as Gwen Eiffel said, that is a skill you should continue to work on. And finally, 10, perhaps most important, to accept with grace and humility your good fortune, and to appreciate that with wisdom and greater understanding comes the responsibility to use your gifts and this precious time that you have to make a difference in the world. In the 8th century, a Saxon leader from Northumbria recorded the following parable as he was trying to make some sense of the crazy world in which he found himself, but he poorly understood. Written 14 centuries ago by a tribal chieftain, his words should resonate with you today. He said, quote, "This is how the present life of man on earth appears to me in comparison to that time which is unknown to us all. You are sitting feasting with your aldermen in wintertime. The fire is burning on the hearth in the middle of the hall, and all inside is warm, while outside the wintry storms of rain and snow are raging. And a sparrow flies swiftly through the window and into the hall. For the few minutes it is inside, the storm and wintry tempest cannot touch it. But after the briefest moment of calm, it flits from your sight and out into the wintry storm again. So this life of man appears but just for a moment, What follows, or indeed what went before, we know not at all, unquote. So I invite you at this moment to celebrate your lives and your moment here. For this is a milestone. You are about to become college graduates, and almost everything will change in significant ways. It is the time of your lives. It is an exciting time. I embrace you, I encourage you rather, to embrace it. Congratulations.